Breaking news regarding the FIFA World Cup sell-off scandal. Let's get the details with our sports correspondent Rob Harris, who joins us. Rob, what can you tell us?
First words from FIFA's Secretary General Mattias Grafstrom to FIFA staff internally about this abandoned attempt to sell off stakes in the World Cup. And we can reveal that he has told staff today, Mattias Grafstrom, the Secretary General of FIFA, that a sad and reproachable series of events, which were thankfully concluded with the FIFA Forward project permanently abandoned, for as much as we feel dismayed by them, should not overshadow this reality. Now, this reality is talking about of the success of the World Cup. He tells staff, "We have all been thrown into the middle of a turmoil which is difficult to comprehend and accept. But as Secretary General, I urge you to remain focused on what has always united us, serving football and serving our 211 member associations, hand in hand with all relevant stakeholders and in full compliance with the FIFA statutes and regulations. I assure you that as members of the administration, you will be defended and safeguarded from the political context we currently experience. You do not need to worry." Now, statement goes on from Mattias Grafstrom to staff. Individuals, unstable moments and unfortunate episodes come and go. The institution, its mission and its responsibility towards world football continue, and that is why we should always keep our professionalism, sense of perspective and composure. It is a long email to the FIFA team, as he calls it. We haven't heard from FIFA in response. We've asked them about this correspondence that we have obtained. The role of Mattias Grafstrom is to oversee the FIFA administration on a day-to-day basis. This statement does not reference Gianni Infantino, the FIFA president, directly. He was brought in by Mr. Infantino 10 years ago from UEFA, where they both worked, and Infantino was general secretary there. His job, Mattias Grafstrom, is to oversee a lot of the work with all the 211 member associations around the world. From FIFA's HQ. Many of those associations are now calling for Gianni Infantino's departure within Europe in particular. And what Mattias Grafstrom says in this email to staff is that he wants the staff to know that my door remains open to you and I will continue to support our teams, our work, our mission every hour of every day, as long as my work is valued by those we serve. And he thanks staff for their commitment, resilience and dedication to football. And he also says that this has been an extraordinary and challenging for all members of the FIFA staff and the offices around the world, and that's why he has written to them today. So a real sense there we've revealed to you on Sky News from the internal disorder at FIFA in terms of how unsettling it's been with the plan that was launched by Gianni Infantino. The claim is in secret to sell off shares in a new World Cup venture. How many of the FIFA staff knew? Who really knew what was going on? We certainly rarely ever during the World Cup saw Mattias Grafstrom, who you see there during a White House meeting, in many of those political moments. But we've already heard in the last week or so from FIFA's former senior advisor to Gianni Infantino, Carlos Cordero, who revealed to me that he'd quit his role with Infantino over this abandoned project. We also heard from the chief operating officer, Kevin Lamore, who dared Infantino to sack him by speaking out publicly last week in a statement critical of the whole project. Now we have heard for the first time from effectively the number two in the FIFA organisation from their Zurich HQ, the Secretary General Mattias Grafstrom, in this internal email obtained by Sky News exclusively, sent to the staff in the last hour or so, where he talks about this extraordinary and challenging time for all members of FIFA staff around the world, talking about a sad and reproachable series of events with attempts to sell off the stake in the World Cup, talking about the feeling of people being dismayed within FIFA, and indeed the turmoil which is difficult to comprehend and accept. And perhaps a suggestion there in those words about his disconnect from the entire project that was pursued by Gianni Infantino. And at the same time, Gianni Infantino remains the FIFA president. It's the European nations largely calling for his departure, but we're not seeing perhaps that complete wide global alliance turning on him yet, with still support from countries in the Asian Confederation like Qatar and Lebanon, from Africa, including Egypt and Morocco. So there is not a united global front against Infantino. And in the midst of it all, you've got the FIFA staff and administration still needing to run the organisation on a day-to-day basis.
Rob Harris joining us live. Appreciate the update. Thank you so much. I'll follow that closely.